In Southern California, you know.
I feel like they were 3.
Hello, I'm Will, and I'm walking on the Walk for Liberty. Today is September 9th, 2008, day 129. We had some guests arrive late last night. Joni Lucky and her 4 boys are driving on their way back from Minneapolis after having attended Ron Paul's rally for the Republic and are on their way back to their home in Oregon. Their route home took them by our Walk for Liberty route, so Joni wanted to stop and walk with us for a few miles today. Last night we parked our RV in the little town of Andover, South Dakota, and they arrived late and ended up sleeping in the 2 cars. Since I finished yesterday's walk a couple miles west of Andover, I'm walking the first couple miles this morning by myself until I get back there. And then once I get to Andover, they'll start walking with me, maybe for about 10 miles or so even. They'll be the first guest walkers with us on the Walk for Liberty. We have our first guest walkers with us on the Walk for Liberty. Joni Lucky and her family are joining us.
We're missing Pop.
They walked a whole quarter mile for Liberty, and now they're done.
No.
Just kidding. Okay, Liberty troops, let's get walking.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
We're gonna win this election!
Looks like somebody's skating for Liberty. Joni, can you introduce yourself and tell me a little about your involvement with the Liberty movement?
Okay, I'm Joni. I'm from Oregon, and I have been part of this for about 10 years. Been praying for Ron Paul to run for president for 10 years. That's when we found out about him.
Wow, 10 years? Wow.
Yeah, and so, yeah, we changed our whole lifestyle based upon what we were finding out.
Go Ron Paul! So if Ron Paul doesn't win the presidency this year, what's the next step for you in the Liberty movement?
It just keeps continuing.
In terms of what? What do you want to do?
We have to mobilize the entire country. The whole country needs to know. Educating and getting them active. They have to get active. I mean, most of the country agrees that we're having a problem, that there's an issue with what the government's doing, but they don't realize that if we would stand together, we can do something. So I think the biggest thing is to get people active in whatever way they're willing to. As long as they take a stand, it's going to speak loudly.
And what's the best way, do you think, to accomplish getting people active?
Well, I don't know if there's a best way. I think that's why we're all so different.
Well, that's a good point. Well, what do you think is, what do you personally feel is a good way as a next step?
Well, we started this AmericansWantAnswers.com, and that's our answer to how we think we can get a lot of people able to get involved without it being too time or energy expensive for them. I think that's the biggest thing, is that people want to do something, they just don't feel like they have enough time, they don't have enough energy, they don't think it's doing any good. So the purpose of this is for us to all wear the shirts every day, everywhere, make a stand, pass out cards, put up yard signs, you know, things that take minimal amount of effort, but that voice that you're taking a stand. A lot of people don't want to get involved politically. I think that's a big part of the problem. You know, people are disgusted with the politics, so they're not active, but they're willing to make a statement.
And at what point did you discover Ron Paul?
In probably 98 or 99. So Ron Paul was not willing to compromise, and that just says that there's probably only statistically that many people that are willing to go the whole distance of not compromising.
What do you see as the way we'll actually win back the country and gain liberty?
It's everything. Okay, so wherever anybody is functioning, if they're in the political system or if they're out, it's all important. But we all have to get to the place where we believe. It has to be the belief. So action, we can only act upon what we have faith for.
We're going to stop walking for the time being, but Joni walked almost 4 miles with me, and her kids various stretches of that. We're driving them back to their car and going to have some lunch. So we have 5 people packed in back.
Hello.
Just a few final thoughts from my walk with Joni and her boys. It sounds like her Americans Want Answers organization has a pretty good idea to try to awaken people in a very grassroots fashion through wearing t-shirts and encouraging others to wear t-shirts and just having face-to-face contact with people. If she and her organization can succeed in getting significant numbers of people to wear the t-shirts and to check out the website, I think they can be successful. I have to be honest that I haven't actually looked at the website yet, but assuming they have a powerful, liberty-oriented message, they could actually awaken large numbers of people to liberty. That is an interesting idea, trying to spread the message of liberty through what they hope will become a viral t-shirt campaign. I just met with Steve from the online-only newspaper, the Bristol News Journal. So there should be an article about the Walk for Liberty in there soon. And speaking of coverage, the article in the Aberdeen American News came out today. We haven't gotten a hold of the print version yet, but the online version had a really nice article. I have to admit that the extra honks and waves which usually come along with press coverage are pretty motivating. One trucker today was particularly enthusiastic and was both honking and waving at the same time. I'm not really sure how he was steering though. Didn't quite make it to 20 miles on this day, but close. Here's my position. This is Will Buchanan for blog.walkforliberty.com, signing off. Arr, there be pirate activity here.